Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberin time! Clobberonimo! It's clobberin' time! Clobberonimo!
Yeah, Clobberonimo. Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberooskies, clobberoids, clobberites, clobber-thisers, clobber-thaters, and to everyone else, the secret is, of course, to bang the rocks together, guys. Welcome to Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk on Clobberin' Times. Somebody wrote me something. Distracting, sorry. Hello, my good friends. That's it. Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk on Clobberin' Time. I barely got this thing programmed in time. I thought I had it programmed. It turned out it was not. So last minute kerfluffle there. I hope didn't mess anybody up too much. Really annoying on my part. I annoyed myself, which is for the best, really. No one annoys me better than me. Some have tried. Many have tried, but no one better than me. But it's good to see you, my friends. Welcome here on another, Monday night. Getting this week started off. Let's get it started off right. By having a little bit of fun. Just enjoy a little bit of enjoyment. Hanging out. As always, talking comics. It'll be a kind of an open thing. I have a few things to talk about, of course. Like an open comics talk. Me to you, you to me. That's what I like to do. But before I do that, of course, some show notes and shout outs. But even before the show notes and shout outs, we are still and will be probably for quite some time a bunch in mourning for a great friend Gil Bavel, Cardinal Sin, who passed away this past, I believe it was Thursday night, right when we were in the middle of the clubhouses when we were able to get the news on that. And we love him very much. We miss him very much. And many in the YouTube community or fellowship that he rolled in, whichever you want to call it, also have been missing him. And we're gonna honor him by having, still having fun on the shows and all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna mention him a lot too, especially, we're just gonna have to do it over the next week or so. But we'll never forget him. But it's just, just makes sense that we mention him, and when we can, and honor him when we can, and talk about him when we can. So, buddy, we'll miss you, man. Gil Bavel, Cardinal Sin. So, let's see here. I want to thank, of course, the great J-Man for having me on this channel earlier. For those who don't know, three Mondays out of the month, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 Eastern. I go on my good buddy J-Man's channel. J-Man's in the chat. Drop your link in the chat, buddy, in case no one here's seen it before. If you're a Legion of Superheroes fan, because this channel's all about comics, it's about all geek stuff, all the geek stuff I love. Comics, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Blake Seven, The Prisoner, and Star Wars, even old real Star Wars, and other things. But of course, it's comics are where it's at. And on Monday nights, like I said, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. My great buddy J-Man and I, we're in reviewing all, chronologically speaking, every appearance, every story featuring my beloved Legion of Superheroes, Silver to the Bronze, 58 through 89, with the only Legion that matters. And we did another one tonight with Sean and J-Man and myself. Had a great time, buddy. Thank you so much for that. There's J-Man's channel right up in there. And let's see, up in you. And then, of course, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, I'm always over at the great, Tom Connor's Midnight's Edge After Dark channel, 6 p.m. Central for those. A lot of fun with that great gang. Tom's a great guy, and I'm just not worthy, but honored nonetheless to be there for those guys on that. And Wednesday nights, when we're able to do it on the great Stone Loki's channel, is the Comic Book Roundtable. But then there are the shows that I do here. Of course, like I said, the one we're doing tonight, Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. All my shows are 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, all 4 of them. And I got to get them scheduled this week. Like I messed up my schedule, didn't get this one done tonight. But there is, of course, this one tonight. And then Wednesday night, Wild Card Wednesday night, Clobberin Times. Anything goes. Sometimes I'll stick a topic in there. Other times, just flying by the seat of the pants, hanging out with all you fantastic friends, talking to you in the chat. My members, not members, doesn't matter whether you're a member or not. You're a friend here. That's all that matters if you're hanging out with us. And we really do appreciate you all being here tonight. And then, of course, there's Clobby's Clubhouse. There'll be issue number 100 this week. So Clobby's Clubhouse, when my wonderful first officer, Raquel Commander RM Briggs, and our great chief engineer, Mark D with a C, they join me. We talk about various things. We review anything from some cool TV shows, and comics, and just talk about all kind of basic stuff. Again, it's kind of a hang out with you all type of deal. Clubhouse is always a lot of fun. So that's fantastic. And then on Friday nights, the aforementioned J-Man's channel, now J-Man and Sean and I, every Friday night at 6 Central, 7 Eastern, we're reviewing all of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. So that's a lot of fun. Really having a great time doing that. Really loving it. And then over my buddy Nick Weiser's channel, 8:30 p.m. Central, the Comic Shop Talk, Friday Night Comic Shop Talk with those great fellows over there. Nick's a great friend. So there's that, having a lot of fun. And then, of course, there is Saturday Night Star Trek. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same clubby time. Same Trek channel. Same Trek time, same clubby channel. 4 more episodes this week of Star Trek Voyager and our ongoing mission to review all of real Star Trek 66 through 05. Nothing else counts. It's only the real deal Trek, no filth ever. So we're looking forward to that. And then, of course, you got Sunday Night Geekery on the Chief Engineer's great channel, Mark D with a C, 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes it always inevitably goes from Geekery to the Eatery, but we can handle that. So there's your show notes. There's your show notes anyway. Now for some shout outs, because I like to shout you all out. Everyone who's here gets a friendly shout out because we appreciate you so much. First, thank you. And anyone who is lurking, I really do appreciate it. I lurk sometimes on other streams because I don't have time to get into the chat or talk or anything, but it's still fun to listen to different folks when I can. I try, and a lot of people like to do the same. And if you're lurking out there, I really do appreciate you. I know it's a Monday night and everyone's busy. So there are a lot of things going on out there, a lot of channels putting out stuff. And, why should anyone listen to me? I don't know, but I appreciate it when you do. And let's see here. Okay, what am I doing? All right. Okay, so shout outs are to our wrenches, whether they're here or not, because I can't see the chat right now. The great Eric K. Bronze Wrencher, the Vindicated Wrench of the Great Wide North, the great Chris Persia. The Wrench of Iron, D. Bud Martin. What's up, buddy? Our Chief of Security, God of Wrenches, the great Lord Thoth. Avon lives, long live the Legion, my friend. And a shout out to his lovely goddess of a wife, Lady Thoth, of course. He is the wrench without fear, the aforementioned J-Man, my partner in crime on Earth B. Yeah, that's another thing we do. We visit Earth B for Bob Haney on the B Monday of every month. And of course, Legionnaire Review Extraordinaire as well. Hungry Boy, Master of the Clobberin, comic artist extraordinaire and artist for the painter of the cover of Science Fiction Tales by Commander R.M. Briggs. Stephen Kal-El Super Wrench. The Phantom Outsider, the Rascally Wrenchy One Fanty, Maddie's Daddy. Reader of Veachmelia. Thor in Vegas, and of course our own Music Meister, Matt Clobberin Time's own Music Meister, Max Redstone. Now let me see who is with us in the chat, because we'd like to shout out our friends who are, all of you who are in the chat, because we appreciate you being here so much. Let's see. Empress NM, hello there. Welcome. Good to see you. Gwagnar, what's up, buddy? Let's see who else is here. David Glenn. Hello there, David Glenn. Welcome. Welcome to Clobberin Time. It's always good to see a new face pop in. At least I think you're new. New or not, it's great to have you here. Picasso, what's up? Hey, Picasso. Jonah Hex, lurk away, buddy. It's just glad to see you there. Penny. Hello, Penny. I hope you're doing well, my dear. Let's see here. Bop, 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 bop. Peter Ryder, Captain Infinity and beyond. What's up, Kimasabi? Hope you're doing well. Shooter 8323. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. I think it's everyone so far. As always, my friends, you will be shouted out accordingly. Ravenscroft. Hey there, 82. Ravenscroft. Good to see you there. Oh, my goodness. So what's going on out there in the big, great world of comics? It is comics talk, so we find comics things to talk about. I think I'll talk about the shenanigans of one of my favorite writers. Who I think's being a silly bitch. But I still love him. I just think he's being a silly bitch. And that is, of course, Alan Moore. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It seems to me like every time he wants a little attention, he goes out in the public and just to rattle some cages, I guess. Well, we're just, fine, I suppose. I mean, if he wants to do that, but he goes out and calls people names. I mean, people say, you shouldn't call him names. Well, he shouldn't call everybody else names. And it just seems to be, I don't know, man. He's one of the most brilliant writers who ever lived. And of course, for those who don't know, you're not going to find, you won't find a bigger collection of Alan Moore works than in my humble establishment. You just won't. I love his work. And it's all up until about the late 2000, early 2000s anyway. And then not so much, but he's done so much great stuff. I once considered, writing a book about the guy. Six. Hey, Six. Good to see you. Oh, lovely, Six. Again, but writers think they're wizards. I don't know if people like to make jokes about Alan Moore thinking he's a wizard. I don't think he thinks that. I mean, I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I lost a little touch with him around people. And again, look, Alan Moore can take the jokes because he's the one he dishes it out himself. So if people joke about him being a wizard, that's cool. I don't care. What I care about, I don't even look. He's entitled to his opinion. Alan Moore hates DC and even Marvel, and the way they've treated people over the years, any hate they get, they deserve it, in my opinion. You can't take away how brilliant his writing was, in my opinion. Not everyone agrees. And I'll always love his work, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Alan Moore. I always will, man. The guy could walk up to me and call me all kind of names, and I wouldn't care. I just love the guy. And of course, he's talked about how every time he's met fans, he gets weirded out by them because they're not like him. He really does talk like a genuine crazy person sometimes, which again is perfectly fine. And but here's what he comes out. There's this article where he wants to in fact, I probably won't even post it or read from it. Maybe we'll just talk a little bit about it. Because, look, he can say whatever he wants. He does seem to, have you noticed how he pops out of the woodwork every couple of years just to get some attention to whatever project he's doing, I guess? Because he knows he's still Alan Moore. People are going to want to talk to him and hear what he has to say. Over the past few years, he's popped out and said, if grown-ups who watch superhero movies are not grown-ups, they're scary, they're this, they're that, they're fascist. That's his favorite word, is fascist. If fascist is your favorite word, you have a very simple, pathetic mind. Just because he has an extraordinary imagination at writing doesn't mean he's particularly savvy as a human being in the real world. Ravenscroft says, I've read V for Vendetta, Swamp Thing, Watchmen, and most of 1963. Never read Halo Jones or Miracle Man. They're brilliant, by the way. Gregory Clobberin, the guy he's a genius. I love Halo Jones is wonderful, and Miracle Man, originally Marvel Man, is a masterpiece. His version of it only, of course. His Swamp Thing was brilliant. His Watchmen's a masterpiece. His 1963 is fantastic. It's a shame it never got finished. V for Vendetta is not my favorite of his works, but it's extraordinary. Some of his short stories based on certain DC characters are brilliant. He's done so much great stuff. His Supreme was brilliant, in my opinion. For a member chat from a member for 11 months, your boss and uncle. Hey, Mus, what's up? Love Club, the official club of the fans in chat. Hey there, well, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for popping in. So I'm not here to bash Alan Moore. This is coming from a place of love. But just as I would, like, for example, you know how much I love Jack Kirby. If Jack Kirby were alive today and running out and calling everybody a fascist because he was mad at him, I would call him. I would criticize him. It would pain me. But here he is calling Frank Miller a fascist, or calling Frank Miller's work fascist. If he wants to give his money to Black Lives Matter like a moron, then go ahead. I mean, moron, get it? Moron, yeah. Alan, do it, man. Do what you got to do, dude. I mean, that's your money. I don't care. Yeah, top 10. I love top 10. Leave Extraordinary Gentleman, I had some issues. I had some of it was okay. I have some problems. Captain Britain was brilliant. Yeah, love it. But he criticizes Frank Miller's work as sub-fascist. Where's this coming from? Almost 40 years later, when guess what? He wrote the foreword in the 80s for the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns trade paperback and the later hardcovers. And he was buddies with Frank Miller. He says his sub-fascist says his portrayal of Batman as one-man hero in the dark. It's Birth of Nation. No, it's not. Now, if he wants to waste his money on BLM and it's a shame because he was actually giving it to his co-creators, which was a good thing that he was doing if he didn't want to take it. If you're idiotic enough to want to give your money to BLM It's yours, whatever, man. You're just a moron. Again, moron. Get it? So, Muslim Uncle, I never really dove too deeply into the old stuff about him practicing magic or Aleister Crowley and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go there. If with Alan Moore, I'm not going to be like him. Now, if I were like him, I would be doing that. I'd be calling him all kind of names. And, I am calling him kooky and crazy and dumb because he is that. But I'm not going to go and try to slander him and say stuff like he's evil, because Aleister Crowley's evil. I'm not going to say Alan Moore's not evil. But I'll tell you what is asinine and is pretty despicable is calling anybody you don't like a fascist and a man baby, which he does. So I'm pushing back on Alan Moore, and I would do this on any creator that I'm a fan of. I don't care. I don't care if you've created Star Trek or Star Wars or Doctor Who or Superman or Jesus Christ. I don't care what you've created that I like, something, whatever I'm into, whatever it is. If you're running around calling people that it's very unprofessional for him to run around calling Frank Miller's work fascist when he's the one that signed off of it, how cool it was. And I know that was 40 years ago. We changed and all that stuff. So the jokes about him being a snake god and a magician and all, I don't give a. No offense, Muslim Uncle. I'm here, you buddy. And again, I've heard those jokes about him. But it just doesn't really. I mean, all the jokes aside, I don't defend him, though, because if you want to make jokes about Alan Moore being a magician and shit, hey, go for it. I mean, that's better than people making fun of him being cuckoo. It's tit for tat. I mean, he's going to sit around and make fun of people, and call people what is a sub-fascist, by the way? Is that like somebody's not really all that good at it? Are they like amateurs or something? And I'm not going to stick too long on this. The reason I'm saying this stuff is because nobody, and I mean nobody, there's my point to most of this, no matter how much a fan we are of them, is above criticism. Nobody. Nope. I don't care how much I love their work. Underground. Yeah, I get underground. Frank Miller's an underground fascist. Yeah, I know what he's saying. This guy really does. And he's so idiotic that he does actually, I think he believes this crap, that if you are anywhere not as far extreme in your political views as Alan Moore, you're a fascist, which is immature, idiotic, and I had nothing for him. But here's my problem with it. Every few years when he wants to get some attention, he comes out and starts calling. Let's see, he'll either pull a stunt like this BLM thing and then start. Why is he trashing out Frank Miller? What did Frank Miller ever do to him? They were friends, I thought. So he comes out of nowhere. This is Dark Knight Returns is 40-something years old almost. Or it's close to 40 years old. 30. It's again I have a lot of criticisms of Dark Knight Returns. So what did Alan Moore just? He said, "Is Alan Moore wonder who I could insult out of nowhere that'll get me some ink." He must have some kind of project out there, because even though he pretends like he doesn't like money because he's so holier than thou. He's sending that polluted DC money to BLM. I mean, what an idiot! I'd have more respect for him if he just sent it to somebody that was some sort of at least reputable organization, not something that's a proved fraud organization. Even if we disagree on politics, but at least give it to somebody that. And Finity, I'm in the separate the art from the artist camp too. And it's funny, that artist, other than when you and I talk about him, that artist that ticked me off, that was 30-something years ago. I joke about, I don't like his comics much, and I joke about, I'm really not angry at HK. He does some nasty stuff. I mean, HC, sorry. HC, not HC. I said K, sorry. HC, you know what I'm talking about. I don't lose any sleep over him. He is doing some crazy comics right now that are really going after the industry and attacking some good and bad people, but that's neither here nor there. I just think he's a dickwad. But if he did, look, if I loved his work, I'm right there with you, man. Hey, the Chuck Jones channel. Hello there. Welcome to Clobberin Times. I've never seen you before. I'm on the absolutely same page with you. Separate the art from the artist. What I'm saying is when the artist comes out in public to get attention and starts attacking other artists, that's when I have a problem with it, like he's doing to Frank Miller. I mean, what's Frank Miller ever do to him? Look, yeah, I know he doesn't like Miller because of Holy Terror and all that stuff. But this is like out of nowhere. It's just silly. Yeah, Harlan Ellison was brilliant and he fought with everyone. That's absolutely true, David. So we're not entirely disagreeing there, Cap Definity. I'm saying that if he was just leaving people alone, saying his own things, and he's also again constantly attacking. He thinks he's attacking people who like superhero movies. Now, superhero movies aren't very good anymore. But I like them, but they're not that great anymore. But you're not a horrible human being if you just happen to enjoy a damn superhero movie once in a while. But he thinks it's like he thinks superhero movies turn people into fascists. I mean, he's goofy. When you say goofy shit, I don't care who you are. You could be my favorite artist of all time, my favorite actor of all time. I don't give a shit. Because Alan Moore's my favorite writer of all time. He wrote, I'll go back tomorrow and read those things, still love them. So I do agree with separate the art from the artist. Unless maybe like the artist went out and did something really, really horrible. And Alan Moore, to my knowledge, has never done anything horrible to hurt anybody. He just says stupid shit. And I'm calling him out on the stupid shit. If he was known that he did something like abominable to somebody, that might be different. But other than that, no, I don't even care that he has different views from mine at all. It's just when you come out sound like a dumb child, calling everybody fascist. Like, shut up, man. You sound like a jackass. And HK doesn't say much. Your buddy HK there. So, yeah, it's all cool. And everybody, I don't care who they are. If they are up for criticism, I'm game to throw it at them. And look, since I'm not above it either, I'm nobody, so they would never throw criticism at me because they don't care, nor should they. But I'm just pointing it out. It's like, man, he has nothing to say, so he just dredges up this crap. I don't even know why. I don't know what his reasons are, just other than to get attention. And I'm like, man, how about get attention by writing something? Comics so great. I met that John Romita Jr. once. My main issue was with him was he was too damn handsome for a professional geek. I never met him. I met his pappy, who was way better. John Romita Jr. Senior was the best. And I met his pappy, fortunately. But I never met Junior. But yeah. But you know what? I'm going to do something Alan Moore wouldn't do. Because see, Alan Moore, he would think I'm one of those sub-fascists, like he likes to say. Yeah, David, they all do seem to that. I'll use this as an opportunity just to, since this is Mark C. Comics Talk. By the way, my buddy Mark C. didn't like Alan Moore's work that much. There are people that don't. But I've done a bunch of streams about it, about his work. And I'm going to use this to actually talk, to be unlike him. I don't want to be like Alan Moore. Other than I wish I could write like some bitch. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite works about this guy did. And how I'm sad that, and he has been bitter to some of his other co-creators too, like the people of 1963. He wouldn't let them finish that. He's been a jagoff. He's been in fights with Grant Morrison for years, but Grant Morrison's a dickweed too. So, well, again, there's the thing. I don't care about celebrities. I don't care if you're a writer celebrity or a comic artist celebrity or a actor. I don't really give a shit. If you're a jackass, you're a jackass. I can still love your work and think you're a prick. Again, within reason, if they did something rotten or horrible to somebody, and it came out, yeah. So, Alan Moore, man, his work holds up. His best stuff holds up. Someone earlier mentioned Halo Jones. The Ballad of Halo Jones was incredible. DR and Quench, I would recommend that. If you could find, hey, Claude Selling, hey, his four, I think three really, his three Superman stories, especially the first two. Susan Eckstein, hello there. Good to see you, man. Were brilliant. Two of the greatest Superman stories ever made, of course. Some of his Green Lantern stories. And Infinity said, I'd like to take this opportunity to everyone I've argued too intensely about geek culture, except the Deckard conversation. That's no holds barred for eternity. Stick to your guns on that one, then. Oh, to apologize, missed out the keyword. Don't, man. Hey, no apologies are ever necessary around me anyway, but I can't speak for anyone else. But I know what you're saying. We should all just get along and let bygones be bygones, and zygons be zygons. And yeah, you get mad at each other sometimes, but let's all be cool about it and realize, look, we lost our buddy Cardinal Sin. And he, I now regret all the times I didn't get a chance to go on his show. And a couple of times I physically couldn't, I wasn't home. And once in a while, it was so late, I just done a show, and I should have went on with him anyway. And I was like, I was so tired, I'll do it on the next one. And then there wasn't a next one. And by the same token, I've never met Alan Moore. If he were to, God forbid, pass tomorrow, I would mourn him, and I would be thankful forever for all the great work he did. And I would still say, he was being a dickhead about Frank Miller. And he should, but hey, in the grand scheme of things, like I said, unless we find out that he's kicking little old ladies or being, poisoning babies or doing some other kind of horrible shit, Get Out Broadcasting, good to see you. Then he's still another human being. Now, I don't believe another human being should run around calling people sub-fascist this and sub-fascist that, unless, if you're going to call somebody something like that, you should know them intimately and know that they really are. Not to say, those people have beliefs I don't like, so they're fascists. Screw off with that crap. It just aggravates me. So I think Alan Moore's being a jackass for it, but you know what? He did a lot of great comics, man. And so I'm not giving him a pass. It's just, who am I to judge him? Quagnar says, okay, how do we get Alan Moore on Chloe's channel? Mr. Moore, thank you for coming on the...
Look, are you one of those sub-fascists that look straight below? I bet you look more Dark Knight. You probably like Watchmen, don't you?
Well, Mr. Moore, I love Watchmen. It's one of the...
So, I wrote that comic when I was a sub-fascist, but I'm not that anymore.
I know it's a terrible Alan Moore story.
Look, I don't write comics like that anymore. If you can understand what I'm saying, I'm not doing a good Alan Moore impersonation. Yes, look, sure. I wrote that. That was when I was much younger, and I was stupid to write sub-fascist comics.
Well, Mr. Moore, man, you wrote some very entertaining sub-fascist comics, I'll tell you that much. What about that time you wrote the foreword for Frank Miller's Dark Knight trade paperback and talked about how great it was?
That was 30, 14 years ago, mate. What the dead don't write that anymore? I'll take it from British.
Sorry, everyone. Mr. Moore is a little tired tonight. Crap. Well. So he said what he said, and he'll go away, and in about 3, 4, 8 months, year, he'll have something else to promote or something else going on, or just get bored and he'll come out and call somebody else names. My whole point is, don't dish it out if you can't take it. If you're going to come out now, I don't know if excuse me, I don't know if Frank Miller's responded to this. Why would he? Picasso. Well, do you have Alan Moore interviews? No. Oh, yes. Guagnar, you're going to tell on me like I used to own a comic shop. Yes, Miss. Hey, Dave C. What's up? Well, yes, as a matter of fact, Mr. Moore, I did used to own a comic shop and ran several other ones.
That makes you a brother some fascist only some fascist own comic shops. Because comic shops are sub-fascist, imperialistic, sub-fascisty things, whatever.
Oh, really? Wow. I did not know that. Wow, that is some wild, weird stuff. Wow, sorry, Mr. Moore. So, yeah, look. Don't know about the magic stuff. Don't care. I mean, I've heard the jokes for years and I've never looked into it. I mean, he is into some. I mean, people are into what they're into. He's into. I mean, does he think he's an actual wizard from the snake god? Or people say like he thinks he's a snake god, so from Mount Olympus. Do they have those there? I don't know. And I think people just goofing on him for being silly. I don't know. And the thing is, I never really cared. Nothing, no celebrity, no matter how much I like their work, written, art, music, whatever it is, none of their personal lives never really interested me that much. Like I said, beyond if they're within reason, if they're not, we don't find out they're like stabbing people or whatever. Then I don't really give a shit. If they do great work, I love the work. But when they come out and do stuff like this, I kind of have to go out with. It was misquoted. Alan Moore is actually into Magic the Gathering. Quaggar.
Oh, no, I think that game is fascist.
He would probably think that game is sub-fascist. More Alan.
Alan Moore. My name is Alan Moore. I'll hate every comic I've ever written before 2004.
Yes, I did. I did indeed. Ah, well. So anyway, that's enough of that. I hope Frank Miller answers him. That's all I wanted to say on that. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I wouldn't going to spend too much time on it. Just like, and look, I only do it because he's one of my favorite writers ever. Probably he's my favorite comic book writer of all. And I still got all that good stuff. I collected, and we did a show about this a couple years back, chronicling his work. I collected every single thing Alan Moore ever wrote from his beginning of his career in comics up until about, maybe, I think like early 2000s when I finally kind of just cut it out. Like he stopped doing everything other than the occasional League of Extraordinary Gentlemen special type thing, and they were getting just too weird. Man, he got crazy nutso with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Ava Nautic. Alan Moore's a cinnamon sprinkled bouquet. How you say it? Av Nautic? Am I saying that correct? I'm Av Nautic. I'm sorry if I'm saying that poorly. I've never seen you in here, but welcome. Welcome to Clobberin Times. And Alan says Alan Moore. Hey, Dave G Sound. What's up, buddy? Alan Moore is a cinnamon sprinkled baguette. I'd actually like one of those.
Does it have a beard and all that stuff on it? Yes, look. Well, baguettes are sub-fascist. Everyone knows that.
His Supreme, Alan Moore Supreme from the 90s was one of my favorites of his work. I'm gonna compile them. And it's not gonna be easy, but I'm gonna make my Alan Moore top 10, and not. I don't mean the comic he did call top 10, which was really good, by the way. I don't think it would. It's funny. His comic book top 10 might not even make my top 20, but it was a good comic. I'm not sure I'm going to do it. Will I do this Alan Moore stories or Alan Moore series? Watchmen's just one story, so that would go. Killing Joke's one story, and it might not even make my top 20. Miracle Man. I might go by sagas and stories. I don't know. I'll have to see how I figure out how to do that. But there's I'm going to do an Alan Moore show this year about that, where I pick my top. Because he's not going to chase me away as a fan of his work. But I'm also, when he says something idiotic and does that kind of stuff, I'm going to comment on it for what it is. It's not worth much. It's just me. One dude commenting, that's all. Yep. But I kind of like this first League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The second one was brutal. But after that, he did oh my Jesus, guys, holy crap. He eventually waited a while. Then he did one called Black Dossier that is so disturbing. And I think it's hardcover. It was done maybe almost exclusively in hardcover, if I remember right. Whew, it's rough. Then he did a handful of specials. Killing Joke came out the first day that I opened my comic shop in 1988. It was something. Love his Green Lantern Corps work also, Wagner. I love those. Those were great. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Ba-ba-ba. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I got sidetracked with something. But I don't know. What should we talk about now? Any comics questions? Anyone? This is a chance to do like a live Q&A. I'll make sure I'll definitely make sure I can watch the chat better now. What's that? Your Muslim uncle? If that comment was directed at me, I apologize as well and can't figure out how to see you. I can't figure out how to see you again. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. I have brought to light. I remember that one. And you like Promethea, Pete. And Pete, I tell you what, I bought Promethea. It was an experience, that's for sure, Bug Cap. I bought it though. I have it. Yeah. Ravens Claw. Okay, we got some questions here. Clobby, who are your unsung writers of the 70s? Well, I don't know if they're unsung. Don McGregor, Steve Englehart, Steve Gerber, but they wouldn't call them unsung. So, do I have? I'm trying to think. Actually, Jim Shooter wrote some pretty good stuff for Marvel before he started doing a lot of hacky stuff in the 70s. And he doesn't get a lot of credit for it. He did some good Legion as well. And he doesn't get a lot of credit for it. Shooter actually would be one, even though he's got a lot. People go after Shooter a lot. I like some of his Legion, some of his Avengers. Because unsung tells me McGregor can't be unsung. He was highly acclaimed. So was Lin Wein. So was some, Englehart, Starlin. Those guys were definitely not unsung. So one unsung that comes to mind, you got Mantelo. Mantelo did some good stuff. Yeah, Wolfman, good. Archie Goodwin. There you go. Archie Goodwin and Dave Michelini. Thank you. Those are good ones. Thank you, Robin. Those are two I would pick. Are they unsung though? Because Archie Goodwin was fairly well liked. So I don't know if he counts. That's for Real Hipsters, Moore's very first published work. I think Three Eyes McGurk on his Death Planet Commandos. I was never able to track that down in any kind of a format, though. I don't know if did they ever reprint that one, Peter? Peter Ryder, Captain Infinity. I have his Maxwell the Magic Cat collections. I don't know if you're familiar with those. But there's some stuff that definitely slipped through my fingers. I don't know about that didn't get reprinted or didn't get, but I don't know if that did or not. So that's interesting. Doc Fortune. What's up, Doc? See, Ravencroft, I would almost say you can make a case for Matt Lowe being unsung, but Wolfman got a lot of awards, and so did Goodman and Michelini. But yes, there's some of your favorites for sure. Apparently, it was in Emmy, and I only saw it in interviews. Okay. People talk about his art, but Walt Simonson was a good writer as well. Yeah, that was in the 80s. He definitely started. Walt Simonson's a good writer. Yeah, no question about it. Let's see. Someone's asking me a question. Here's one. Who are the overrated comic book writers or overrated comic book stories? Whoa. Oh, they're the overrated comic book writers, overrated comic book stories. That's from a friend of mine, NFCHC. My North Fairfax buddy is watching at home. Okay, let me see here. Overrated. Woo. I think HC is overrated, but my buddy Finity would not agree. He's a big fan of HC. Stan, no, I'm not going to start on Stan because he's not a writer. Never was. Man, this is controversial. There's a couple that are kind of controversial right now that are hanging on the edge that it would be a can of worms to say. Oh, there you go. Right there. Gaiman. Neil Gaiman, for me, a lot of people love him. I now can count two people that don't think highly of him. One of them is Captain Infinity, who's in the chat, and then one of them is me. I don't care for it. I'll tell you another one, Warren Ellis. Done some good stuff, but he's one of those like Grant. Well, not Grant, but Grant Morrison's hit or miss. Grant Morrison's done some great stuff, so I can't call him overrated. I won't call him overrated, even though he's done some garbage. He's done some great stuff. Who's that chowderhead? Well, one of them is Warren Ellis, but Warren Ellis has done some really good stuff. But he's done a lot of annoying crap. Who's that? Grant, not Grant Morrison. God, I'm thinking, who's the guy? I've liked some Warren Ellis stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's tough to pick. Gaiman's one of them. Mark Millar, I think, in a sense, he's done some good stuff, but I think he's a little overrated personally. God, who's that? I'm drawing a blank on the guy who wrote Punisher Destroys the Marvel Universe, and he did a lot of other stuff. He's popular. Oh, I'll give you the worst of all time, though, and this is bar none. Yeah, okay. Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis is the most overrated writer who ever lived, and that's including against J. Michael Straczynski, who wrote a wonderful thing like Babylon 5, wrote a couple of good comics, and wrote a shit ton of awful comics. Ennis, right. Garth Ennis. Can't stand him. For the most part, I can't stand Garth Ennis. I don't like all the nihilistic, the edgy writers, personally. Just not my bag, really. HC is one of those. HC, of course, everyone, it's Howard Chaykin. Right. None of them are perfect, though. Like Finity says, none of them are perfect. Jerry Conway's the biggest hack. Jeff Johns, his name, oh yeah. Yeah, Jeff Johns did some good stuff I like, but yeah, he's also done a lot of hacky crap. And he's done things just to piss me off. Even Howie. I'm trying to think, you know what, just for you, Peter, Peter Ryder, Captain Finity, I'll try to think of, let me see if I can think of something by Howie that I liked. I like some of his art. Story. If there's a story he did, right, I'll think about it. There's got to be. I've read a lot of his stuff. Although he also did a lot of stuff where he just did the artwork on it. Yeah, John's brought us a Screw 52. Chris, he's a jackass. Yeah. So nobody, I can't think of a perfect writer. Not that you should be a perfect writer. I can tell you this though, Peter. I never liked Peter Milligan much either. I can tell you this. I'd be hard pressed to think of one thing Neil Gaiman did that I'm excited about, that I ever really liked. I'm not saying there's nothing. And I've read, a fair amount of his stuff. Claremont, I don't know. You think Claremont, K-Dog? I've liked some of Claremont, but I'll tell you one of the worst is John Byrne. He can't write much. I'm sorry, John Byrne's not. Sorry to be the guy. John Byrne was never that good a writer. He was not a good innovator, and he never created shit. Flag 1 through 12, simply good standard for me. Cardinal Sin was legit trying to option it for TV at one point. Yeah, American Flag is very well respected, very well loved by a lot of people. Alan Moore even wrote one of those backups, and so I respect the hell out of American Flag. And at that time when it was coming out, it was very young. So much so, it might surprise you, Captain Affinity, that I plan to reread American Flag. Because I probably, when it was coming, I was running a comic shop at a time, not owned one, but I was running one. And everybody was buying that but me, it seemed like. So I read a couple of them. And I probably didn't give it a fair shake considering how well it's loved. So I might go back and read that again. I'm also not a fan of Neil Gaiman and think he was mid. Yeah. I have Nodick. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, Claremont with Byrne was very good, D-Bud, but when they were on their own, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people, liked some of Garth and his stuff. His Punisher, that's cool. I understand that. His Punisher is very popular. And look, many people that I hold very dear and respect very much love Gaiman's Sandman. I'm not dumping on that one bit. It may not have been my bag, but a lot of my dearest friends love Sandman. That's more power to them. Thing about Roy Thomas is I'm learning things now that are kind of disturbing me about him, but I'm not going to go into it now. And I like the first 2 years of Burns FF Ravencroft, but after about a year, 2.5 years, whatever it was, I kind of got a little soured on it, to be honest. Well, it's a done deal. Captain Infinity, I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it again. Who knows? Our buddy Gil, I'll tell you a comic, another one that I did not like when it came out that our buddy Gil loved. Gil loved Frank Miller's Ronin. And again, I was running a comic shop at the time. We got stuck with a bunch of them. I didn't like Miller's Ronin at all. But a lot of people do. So what do I know? I was a kid. I should probably go back and check them out. One never knows, right? I'm willing to admit that there's some comics I read and people say, did you like so-and-so? I said, nah, I didn't like that. And sometimes I'll, when I think more about it, I go, well, it has been like 40-something years since I looked at it, or 30-something years. I'm not the same person. Why would I think I'd have the same response if I read it now? But Miller's Ronin, I remember I was very disappointed in it. So who knows? Who knows how I'll react now? So, where are we at? But you never know. Like a buddy Gill was a big fan of that book. He loved it. Ravenscroft says JMD Matthias became unreadable after he became super mystical. Did he? I remember he did okay on some stuff. I mean, he's another one of those guys. I pick up an old comic and his name's on it. I'm not really filled with confidence, but if it's good, fine, Doc Fortune, you liked Ronin? Okay, there you go. Look, I think I've talked about this before. The argument I had with I was working for someone then, and I had known this comic shop. When Ronin came out, I was 18, 19, whatever. Something like that. And I was having kind of the argument with the owner when this came, when it solicited a couple months before the release. Frank Miller's Ronin, and all it looked all like, whoa, this is weird, but it was Frank Miller. Frank Miller was a superstar. We loved his Daredevil, and man, we were just nuts to see him. And we were like, whoa, he's leaving Daredevil to go to DC. Oh no! But we're saying, look, this is going to be gigantic. We need to order. This was and at the time it was a $2 book or a $2.50 book when comics cover prices were at like 75 cents or a buck, whatever it was at that point. And I'm like, whoa, no. What are you doing? He's like, want to order like 100 or 200. I said, look, we have we're a brand new comic shop in the early 80s where the comic shops weren't heard of down here, down in the bottom of the country. We weren't a big city. He said, yeah, but it's Frank Miller. I said, look, it'll be big, and a lot of people will be interested in it, but it's the Frank Miller will only carry you so far. This is not an established suit. It's not like, and that's funny. I actually said this. It's not like he's doing Batman or anything, which he wouldn't for a couple of years, But no, it's Frank Miller. It'll sell. Push it. It'll sell. All right. Keely Child. Roll Tide. Keely Child. So naturally, it didn't really. It did okay, considering. I bought every issue that took forever to come out. Damn it. You read it in trade? Okay, Frank Miller already had a famous track record by then. It was a fun cyberpunk story, but nothing super special. I hear you, Doc. I bought the single issues, and I was, look, again, I'm a kid, 19-year-old, whatever. So I was a little disappointed in it. But it was okay. But at the time, so I could go back and read that and have a completely different reaction. And when I think about that kind of thing a lot these days. A little self-introspection. How many times have I realized I'm not, when you're 40, are you the same person that when you're 20, when you were 20, and when you're 60, are you the same person that when you were 40? I don't know the exact answer, but I'd say nay. I say you're different. What month did that come out? In 83, Miller. Let's just take a look at a random month. Wah. Boom. All right. Well, shit. Let me find that. First of all. All right. What am I looking for? Frank Miller's Rodin. Just curious, Clobberin. Were you into the Phil Collins album No Jacket Required that came out in 1985? Because I've been getting drunk and listening to it on repeat, and I gotta say it hits. You know, I vaguely remember it. I do. You know what I remember most about that that album? If you don't want to know the truth, was Weird Al Yankovic making fun of he was doing his Weird Al news on MTV, and he said in a news statement, we've been hearing reports that record stores have been selling the new Phil Collins album, No Jacket Required, without their jacket, just selling the albums. When I called, when we reached the Phil Collins agent for comment, he was quoted as saying, "That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. How did you get this number?" But I do vaguely remember it. But I mean, I know by the title only. But getting drunk and listening to it, well, there you go. It must be pretty good. Give me a red. Yep, someone's talking about some Born Again. About year and a half ago, my buddy Nick Weiser and I, and I think Mark D, I don't know if he was with us enough. No, it was Nick Weiser. We did an extensive review of Daredevil Born Again, and I'm proud of it. And we did a stream, and we really, really went through the whole thing, broke it all down. It was a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Let's see here. In the Air Tonight. Okay. Face Value, also a banger. Gotcha. Well, I like Phil Collins. ROM #1 facsimile edition is supposed to be coming out this week. Oh, they came out with Batman #1 facsimile as well. Bill Mantlo writing, salvage some art, Frank Miller. I'll never forget. Guagnar buying ROM #1 back in 1979 and falling in love with that comic, and then going all the way to the back page or the back cover or whatever. I think it was either inside page or the cover, and had that ad for the ROM toy. I'm like, this is a toy. I want this toy. And I wasn't even buying toys at that time, but I wanted that damn toy. I still want that toy. Wah, wah, wah. Still want that toy. Okay. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay. That's weird. Oh, sure. See. Where are you? Oh, there you go. Ronin. Knew it was 1983. July. Okay, now I know what I'm looking for. All right, July. That would make it April, probably. I3. Yeah, medical. Let's see here. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, okay. Okay, the Electra Assassin. Yeah, that was, that was Sienkiewicz. It was interesting art. No, without Jewel in the Miller Crown. You like Electra Assassin? That was some Man, at the time, we thought, boy, that was some messed up stuff there. David Glenn, is ROM popular now? You know, it is. It is actually, it caught a lot of nostalgia, a lot of things that when we were younger, if we didn't understand why everyone liked it because we were a little bit older than all the kids liking it, and all of a sudden it grew. It is nostalgic now. They're coming out with a couple of ROM omnibuy, when before Marvel lost ROM. They don't have the rights to it. But they are coming out with some omnibuy now because there was a lot of demand for it. You don't have to do the underrated writers. That's interesting. Let me see here. underrated writers. Well, you know. Can't say I have much for you, but I would say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to come up with a weird one. Oh, not a weird one. This is a guy that's won award after award after award. And he's still, the people who've read his stuff, I mean, he's did plenty of work, a gigantic body of work. He, outside of Alan Moore, he's probably my favorite. And that's Kurt Busiek. Because I almost think he is underrated because no one ever talks about him with the best writers. Yet his Astro City is so brilliant and so extraordinary that he does not get the credit. And he's written a lot of other stuff. Like I said, whereas I put Mark Waid maybe with one of the, I almost want him to put overrated, but not quite. But ROM's probably gone up in value there, David. Again, when you have the entire series, well, there you go. Wasn't like 75 issues and 4 annuals or something like that. But I love Kurt Busiek. I love his Astro City. Oh, my goodness. You know what? There you go, Ravenscroft. But he almost feels underrated somehow. Maybe he's not. Busiek is great. Astro City is one of my all-time favorite comics. It's nice to meet some Astro City fans for a change. It's one of the most brilliant things ever written, in my opinion, in fact. In my opinion. Astro City, and this is a bold statement, I realize, is probably the most brilliant and intelligent approach, vibe, whatever you want to call it, on the superhero pulp genre as presented by Marvel, DC, and other comics, in terms of taking it into taking it to somewhere that it never went, and yet not completely deconstructing it like somebody else does. It's brilliant. I don't know if it's not so much who doesn't love Astro City, it's people who don't know it anymore. Everyone you talk to that has read it loves it and will highly regards it. But there's still a lot of people that have not read Astro City, Ravenscroft. I always sometimes think I'm the last fanatic. I bought all of it. I never missed it. There wasn't a lot of it, even though it's been around for 27 years now. 26 years. I celebrated it on its 25th. It's one of the greatest things ever written. And I'm glad we have a couple people here that have read it. Absolutely. Elaine Lee, because of Starstruck. Well, there you go. I'm not, great art, but I can't say I've read Starstruck since the 80s or whatever it was. If I read it, I don't know if I read it all either. Hey, well, another thing on the list to read. So, Mike Carey. Okay. Mike Carey. Refresh me. I'm not sure. Let's see. Bobby, did you ever read The Power Company? That was a book that should have fared better. Really liked that. I did not read that one. Good night, Penny. Have a great night. Good to see you, dear. Tell me a little bit about The Power Company. All right, here you go. This is April 1983. I was running Southland Comics, and full title Southland Comics Science Fiction Movie Memorabilia, but it was just comics mostly. Starstruck is a recommendation for anti-derivative Jill. There you go. Well, she'd probably love it. So here's what was on sale that month. And I bought a lot of these. This was the month that Ronin #1 came out. Also, hey, this one's for you. This one's for you, Finity. This is a Howard Chaykin cover. Oh, Power Company. See, I don't think I'll have to check that one out. I had not read that one. So this is your boy Chaykin doing a Blackhawk cover. He did a lot of covers, as you know. Look at all these comics that came out this week. When there was a thriving comic book industry, when you wanted to go to your comic shop, pick up your comics, talk comics with your buddies. Man, oh man. These were some times here, man. I loved them. And what's that? I can remember this like it's yesterday for some reason. Frank Miller's Ronin. #1. Cover date, July 1983, but sale date, April 28th, 1983. They got a newsstand data source, but it wasn't newsstand. It was comic shops only. $250 cover price, 48 pages. Editor, Frank Miller. Writer artist, Frank Miller. Glitterer, John Costanza. Colorist, Lynn Varley, of course. Later to Mary Miller, I believe. In 87, they did a trade paperback. They've done Absolute Ronin, Ronin Deluxe Edition hardcover, Frank Miller's Ronin, all kind of stuff. Man, it was a big comic, though. Okay, Ravenscroft, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. All right. Yep. But that's not a standard comic there, though. You said Ava, I'm sorry, I keep saying the name wrong. Ava says, gee, damn, that's shit has gone up. That's an unusual price. We thought, oh my God, look how much that is. Look at the price of a regular comic. Let's pick a regular book. Swamp Thing, number 15. Way before Alan Moore got there, by the way, I might add. 60 cents. Your standard cover price of a normal newsstand comic book was 60 cents. Ronin was $250 because it was direct sales, meaning it was comic shops only. And we thought 60 was like, whoa, wow. I'm so old. When I started buying them, they were 25 cents. I know. Sound like an old timer, an old boomer, but it's true. So there's ROM number 44. Look at that. So it's always fun to look at the comics that came out. Let's see how many of these comics I bought in the Spinner Rack Time Machine in my comic shop. All right. Action Comics, of course, a Gil Kane issue, bought it. Adventure Comics, which was Digest, bought that. Digest with Legion reprints. Mighty Crusaders, I bought that. All-Star Squadron, I think I was buying that at the time. Amazing Heroes, never missed that. Mara Comics, I didn't buy that. By AC. I didn't buy Amethyst, Princess of Gem World. I was buying Arak, Son of Thunder for a while. I don't know if I was still buying it at this point. I may have dumped it. No Archie. Sorry, D-Bud. No Archie for me. I wasn't buying Orion, Lord of Atlantis, or Attack by Charlton Comics, which was reprints after reprints. I'd already dumped Avengers at this point, I remember distinctly. Hey, look, there's a comic about Az. Yeah, D-Bud sold. There were 12. So let's see. Az has a comic. Remember Comico? I remember this. We ordered it. I didn't buy it, but we ordered it. Batman, I think I was still buying at the time. I was not buying Roadrunner. Meep, meep. Bernie Wrightson, Master of the Macabre, I bought because it's Bernie Wrightson. Duh. Best of DC Digest. I hope I bought that. I think I still have this one. I think I bought this one. Damn it. If I didn't, I'm mad at myself because I collected digests. Beyond the Grave. Nope. Amethyst and Arak. Some of the first comics we put in our quarter bin says, I read the old quarter bins. Yep, D-Bud. Let's see here. Up in here. This was, of course, this was Beyond the Grave I did buy. Black Diamond I didn't buy, of course. Who did? I mean, there was just AC we called Abundant Cleavage comic. Not that there's anything wrong with that. All right. Okay, so I wasn't buying Blackhawk at the time. It's a nifty cover by Chaikin. This one really pissed me off right here. Why did they have to end Brave and the Bold? Cool Aparo cover. So what were you into? Like Huey Lewis in the News, David Bowie? Who were you rocking on your stereo in 1983? I like those. Pretty much what was on. I'm not sure. It's a long time ago. But I like all the ones you mentioned right there, of course. I'm not sure. I have to think about it. You know what I used to do? I used to buy movie soundtracks and stuff. I'm one of those geeks. So a lot of time when I was driving around, you had 8-track. Yes, I had an 8-track. Or if it was regular cassette tape, a lot of times I was listening to Star Wars theme and Buck Rogers theme songs and Queen's Flash Gordon. The Queen, of course, a lot of Queen. Or just the radio, all the big hits on there back then, which was early 80s music. But yes, love all that, what you mentioned, though. Why'd I have to cancel Brave and the Bold? No Bugs Bunny. Didn't buy Bugs Bunny. Camelot 3000. This thing took forever. But I was buying it. Brian Boland, great art. Rush, there you go. Was anyone else buying Camelot 3000? At least the art was great. Wah, 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 wah. Oops. That's over. Yeah, they could have I said Camelot 3000. I wasn't buying Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew. Was anyone else buying that? '83, a little kid looking at New Mutants and the Legion. K-Dog, yeah. Well, are you there? I loved them both. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't buy New Mutants, but I loved Legion. Yeah, did you like Batman and the Outsiders, though, Gwag? Mike Barr, there's another, we're talking about writers that I don't like. Mike Barr, I don't know if he's overrated. I'm not sure if that sticks, but Mike Barr, another one I never liked. I got to admit. And I didn't like Batman and the Outsiders. I love the art by Jim Aparo. Batman should be in the Justice League and then also in teaming up with different characters. In Brave and the Bold. Or can be made of dirt cheap people. Yep. Okay. Talk about a Swamp Thing movie. Yeah. Wagner's. Okay. You were buying Captain Carrot? Cool. Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew. DC Comics presents Ambush Bug versus the Legion of Substitute Heroes. Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm getting to that one, right? Yeah, Captain Victory by Kirby. Captain Victory number 11. You bet I was buying this. May not be Kirby's greatest work or anything, but it was Kirby. I was also buying this. I think I was still buying Cerebus at the time. Any Cerebus fans out there? I may have been off of it at this point. Got a friend of mine who bought every one of them, though. Conehead the Barbiturate. Miller's Left Daredevil. The Daredevils, the British Mag. I've got a bunch of these. The Daring New Adventures. This was a great one here. This issue of Legion of Superman teaming up with the subs. Great fun. Ezra Goldstein. Shalom, my friend. Ezra, did I ever buy Doctor Who magazine? I guess you saw that on there, huh? Yes, sir. I never missed it. Back then? Oh, no. I never missed it. We're almost to it. Defenders. I didn't buy Defenders at this point. I bought Destroyer Duck, though. Destroyer Duck number 3. Kirby all the way. Or most of it. I kind of left Detective at this time. I love Gene Colan, but it wasn't really my favorite work of his on Detective. I think I bought some of them, but the Dean Agents I did not buy, but I sure as hell bought Doctor Who Monthly. I have this, still have this somewhere. Probably. Have I ever reviewed that DC comic? No, Wagner. That's a good idea. I need to review that one. That's a classic. That's hilarious. That leads up to Ambush Bug, of course. I guess it's the first appearance of Ambush Bug. I bought some All-Star Squadron. Did you like All-Star Squadron? It was pretty cool. I used to get in arguments about that with a friend of mine who didn't like it on the basis of he thought that most of them were a bunch of backups and they weren't like the real GSA and stuff, but I liked them. So far, I've only bought one. I've only bought Avengers, Daredevil, Defenders, and Destroyer Duck. Wow. You're pickier than I am, buddy. But yes, Ezra, this Doctor Who magazine all the way. Dreadstar. Love Dreadstar. I was buying Dreadstar big time. I was really enjoying Dreadstar. So that's one I bought. Wah, 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 wah. Yay, he kicked himself out of his own stream. What an idiot. Hey, Oliver Belamonte, good to see you. Sorry about that, folks. Bit of a glitch. You hear me okay? Nah. Let me know if you guys hear me all right. God. Hate when I do that. Wow. Hear me all right, buddies? Thank you. Thanks, my friends. Hate when that happens, damn it. So where we're at, Jeff Dreadstar. Love this comic. So far, let me go back. I bought Action Comics 545. Hey, I keep hitting the wrong button. I almost did it again. No. Now you go back. Adventure Comics Digest. Let me catch up to you. I'll catch up. I want to show everyone. I bought this. I was still buying Mighty Crusaders at that point. I wanted everything. Like I said, I think I did buy this All-Star Squadron. Never missed Amazing Heroes. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Stop buying that. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Stop buying that. Didn't buy that. I think about that. Batman. Of course. Didn't buy Roadrunner. Meep, meep. Did buy Bernie Wrightson because it's Bernie Wrightson. I don't think about. I'm putting up. I think about this digest. If not, I'm mad at myself. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. Did buy this. Raven Bowl 200. Didn't buy that. Sorry, Bugs. Yeah, sorry, Bugs. Didn't buy that. And we've shown now all the ones I bought. Okay, we're caught up on this. All right, we're caught up. Caught up. All right. I did not buy E-Man. A lot of my friends do like it. I didn't buy it. I actually did buy Epic Illustrated sometimes. I don't know if I bought this one. Wow. So that was an interesting mag. Maybe I don't know if that's the one I bought or not. No, maybe I did buy some of them, but no, I didn't buy that one. I didn't buy art. Everything's Archie. Sorry. I think I was still buying the FF at this point. In fact, I'm sure I was by Burn, even though I'm having some issues, pardon the pun, with it. So still buying FF at this point. I'd kind of stopped on Flash, but I think about this one, even though it had terrible Carmen Patino art in it. I think I bought The Fly. Obviously, it's a Kirby character. You can tell why I bought it. Jim Steranko cover is why I really bought this one. Now look at that, man. Steranko cover. Enough said. I was still buying Firestorm, of course. Who wasn't buying Firestorm? Well, I'm sure some of you weren't. Not everybody was. Didn't buy Joke Book. Still buying and loving John Sable. Freelance by Mike Grell. This was a great comic in the early days. Man, I love John Sable. Loved it. Bob. Still buy Jonah Hex. Yes, of course. Jonah Hex. And I know Jonah Hex is in the chat too. Hey, Jonah Hex, I was buying your comic back then. Because I like old Jonah. I don't think I was buying. I think Justice League kind of really pissed me off at this point. Really terrible. Jerry Conway, Don Hex stuff. I did not buy that. So I don't know why I haven't liked it. I was really liking Kazar, though. Kazar, how you supposed to say it? Was a pretty good series at this point. This one it was now at this point it was direct sales. But I do believe I was still buying it at this point. Very cool. K-Dog, you like, we have a Dreadstar fan? Cool. So, Kazar? Nope. And then, of course, I was buying my Legion. 301. Yes, sirree, Bob. So, buy me some Legion. Always had to have my Legion. Still in the Paul Levitz era. No Little Lulu. No Loving Rockets for me. No. I used to buy this sometimes just because it was dumb articles in it. Marvel Age. Remember that? Or as we used to call it, Marvel Garbage. The Marvel Fanfare I bought sometimes. I don't think I bought that one. I think I bought this Marvel graphic novel, though, a real graphic novel, by Don McGregor and P. Greg Russell, Kill Raven. I know about this one. Let's see. K-Dog. 303, my first Legion comic. I like the 80s stuff, though. Oh, that's cool. Great. Hey, Chris Persia, thanks for being here, brother. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one, buddy. Let's see up in you. Rock and Roll. I didn't buy this, but I remember this coming out. And I know my friend Melinda, I wish we could get a copy for her. A strangely sized Marvel Super Special. I think about this because it was Ditko reprints. Marvel Tales. I didn't buy this dumb Marvel team up, or Miss Tree, or Neil the Horse. I couldn't buy everything. You know, I was so stupid. I'd stop buying the New Adventures of Superboy. And look, there's a Gil Kane cover, and I stopped buying it. Damn it, I wish I bought that. This New Mutants #6. I bought the first couple. I think I'd already dumped this book. I'm sure some of you bought New Mutants stuff. A lot of people like New Mutants. Good for you, by the way. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. If you like New Mutants. But I didn't take care of comics and just read them. It was tough. Yeah, no. So many of us did the same thing, dude. They were meant to be read and enjoyed. However, this was a great one that I bought as well. New Teen Titans. What a great series this was, man. Need to go back to that one of these days. Brian Hepburn, what's up, bub? You know, I don't think I bought Night Force for very long, but it was a lot of people liked it. I mean, it was, you know, not enough, obviously, to keep its sales that much, but, it was interesting. I wasn't buying the official handbook of the Marvel Universe at this point, but some of you might have been. You know, I was still buying Omega Men at this point for some reason. Giffen, DeCarlo. They were trying, DC was really hyping the crap out of this one. Wow, 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 wow. Wasn't buying Peter Parker. Wasn't buying the Pink Panther. Porky Pig. Was buying Power Man and Iron Fist, though. And I didn't even realize at this point, I had to go back and find it. Kurt Busiek, one of his earliest writing jobs was Marvel for Power Man and Iron Fist. Not buying Primer, didn't buy Red Sonja, did buy Rom. I think I was still buying Rom at this point. Bought Ronin, of course. I think I made a Dump Swamp Thing before this came out. This was a few issues before the Great Allen came along. Nope, Scary Tales. Can't say about that. I didn't buy Sergeant Rock at that point, but I did buy Silver Star. Didn't buy Slaughterman. Wasn't buying Star Wars anymore. Definitely Star Slayer, though. Mike Grell Stars. Let's see here. Mike Grell's Star Slayer, absolutely. Then you got Superman with a Gil Kane cover. Why not? Then you had The Thing, #2. I was buying this, of course, for a short time. It's The Thing, of course I was buying. Yep. Now I need to go back and get those. So no Sylvester and Tweety, no Twisted. I was done with the X-Men at this point. None of these other Walt Disney comics. Didn't buy any of these. Wasn't buying Warlord or Warp or Wonder Woman. Even World's Finest or Yosemite Sam. So that's pretty much the limit of what I was buying at this point in 1983. Crazy stuff. Wow. Oops. So, all right. Well, that was fun. Well, I thought maybe you didn't think it was, but I like looking at these old comics. Stirs up memories, doesn't it? Doesn't just make you think of. Again, maybe I'm different. You can tell me. It makes me sometimes when I do this or when I go and look at the older comics. It makes me feel good. It just takes me back to times in my life. I can almost remember better, what was going on at that point. Just by the comics I was collecting. I know it sounds weird. But collecting comics so much a part of us. It was just it was fun. I mean, it brought in good vibes and good feelings. The Alpha Flight were pretty good during this time too. I think this is the first issue came out this week. Well, I'll do May and then we'll get out of here, I guess. May 1983. I'm running a comic shop for somebody. We just opened it up, moved to a new location. Naturally, I bought this Gil Kane classic, Action Comics number 546. Naturally, I bought this Adventure Digest because it has a bunch of it had a great cover by Ed Hannigan and it had great Legion reprints. And I think I don't know if I bought this All-Star Squadron. I don't want to say yeah, but no. It's a cool cover, though. Cool cover. But everyone bought this. This is another. We ordered like a monster on this one. $1 cover price for number 1. 48 pages. Alpha Flight 1. Who remembers when this came out? It was pretty big. X-Men was all the rage. Byrne was all the rage. As was Miller. But X-Men and, Byrne and New Teen Titans were all big comics. Team books were big. Some of the other team books weren't doing that great, but other ones were. But I bought it. David Glenn, thanks for being here tonight. I really appreciate you. Have a good night. Sleep well and have a fantastic week, my friend. Always appreciate and I hope you will return. I hope you'll come back someday and hang out. Let's see here. So, yep, Alpha Flight number 1, folks. What a memory, eh? Let's see what other stuff came out that way. Wah, 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 wah. Amazing Heroes. Never missed it. Look, it's got Crystar on the cover. I think I'd already stopped buying Spidey, either Spidey type. Look, they put 2 Spideys out the same month. Weird. Stop buying Amethyst. Stop buying Eric Son of Thunder. Wasn't buying Archie or Betty or any of these Archie books or Orion or Avengers. I stopped buying a bunch of stuff at this point. I was not too far from 19, a little around down the road from 19. And my buying habits were kind of weird. I wasn't buying Batman anymore. I did buy Batman and the Outsiders for some reason, just because it was new and I wanted to give it a shot. Want to say I have them all through 86. What's that, Brian? Which one is that? A All-Star Squadron, or which? Let me know which one you mean. And I didn't buy this, or this. Oh wait, I did buy this. I bought Black Hood from Archie just because, from Archie Comics just because it was Alex Todd. Black Hawk did not buy. Bugs Bunny, nope. Bugs Bunny. It did buy Camelot 3000 because it was great Brian Boland art, interior even. Wah, 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 wah. And I was not buying Cap at this time, Captain America. Look, they put 2 issues out the same month. This is weird, isn't it? Sale date. Dated August. Oh, I think I got them alphabetical. Publication date. I'm going to mix this up and go by publication now. All right. Black Diamond I did not buy. Daredevil. So I would have bought it if it came out. We didn't get this on our stand. Damn. But I have it. I got it later. Doctor Who magazine. Monthly. Doctor Who monthly? Yes. Of course I bought this one. I wasn't buying Daredevil. Warlord. This is a Lost World of Warlord. It must be a reprint. I think it was a reprint book. Didn't buy Spider-Man or Captain America. At that point, I kind of dumped those books. As Doctor Strange, I wasn't buying that. I think I was still buying Indiana Jones. Fairly certain, not 100% though. Jughead and Laugh and the Octotootsie. I think I bought this before the movie came out. The weird comic adaptation of the James Bond film Octotootsie. Oh, Alpha Flight. Okay, I got you. Thanks. Wasn't buying Savage Sword at the time or Thor. This was getting right before Simonson run. Didn't buy US 1. Was definitely buying, like I said, Adventure Digest. And then Camelot 3000, of course. Don't know if I was buying this anymore, but I wish I was if I didn't. No. I didn't buy it. Damn it. I think I was still buying Firestorm, though. Yep, still buying Firestorm. The Fury of Firestorm. Not Ghostly Tales. Great Perez cover of a Justice League comic, but it's still interior. Yeah. Didn't buy it. Sergeant Rock Annual, no. Here's some no. No. A lot of no's here. This is going to be quick. This is a maybe. I think I bought it. For Alex Toth. No. I think I was dumped a lot of these books at this point. I was too snooty for them, I guess. Think about this reprint, though. Could be wrong. Power of Man and Iron Fist. Yes, I think I was still buying Power Man and Iron Fist at that point. I hope I was. ROM, of course. Pretty sure I was still picking up the Romster. Now, X-Men I was kind of done with. The Batman title kind of done. What is X-Men way up there? Why is X-Men? Oh, well. So, yeah. Teen Titans. Naturally. Swamp Thing. I was off that book already. I was off of Superman. Even though, no, I did get it because of Go Can't Cover. And then, of course, the interior. He didn't do the interior. Amazing Heroes, like I said, got that. No, I wasn't getting Nexus, but I know Claude was. John Sable, what a great comic. Never missed it. Love it. And there's the big boy there for that month. Alpha Flight number one. The Hulk issue homage the Harlan Nelson story, Soldier. I wonder how much trouble they got in for that one. Admiral Teague, what's up, dude? Why is Octopussy the only Bond movie where the same song isn't the name of the movie? I guess they didn't want to put that word in the song, I guess. I don't know. Also, although Honor Majesty Secret Service is the same deal, that title's not in a song. A good question. All right, let's see. So, yep, FF. I'm just gonna Legion, yes. So wasn't buying Defenders, was buying FF. Duh. Wasn't buying Iron Man. I think I bought this. Yeah, I think I bought this team up. Marvel team up. Spidey and Reed Richards. Didn't buy that. Didn't buy that. That. Or that? No, that I didn't buy. Bought that. I think I was buying Green Lantern still. And of course, I was not buying iVampire, but I was buying Legion. Was it Legion 302? Yeah. So I was very happy about that. Then, not so much. Wasn't buying Daredevil at that point. It got so bad. New Mutants number 7. 7. The thing that was still getting is number 3. What? Oh, yeah. So, almost to the end of this one. I remember I bought the Green Arrow series for some reason. It took forever to come out. Omega Man, US 1, Comedy Gold. So there you have it. Just a couple of months worth of, well, looking at some comics there. Nobody does it better. Was the infamous Lockjaw issue. Oh. What's that, Glad? What is it? What is it? Down boy. What is Lockjaw? What's Lockjaw? Hey, Fenity. Teague. Am I so wrong to feel cheated? I never got to hear Shirley Bassey belt out a song called Walk Up Street. Yes, you are. You're terrible for that. What is wrong with you, sir? What is wrong with you? Is Das Wolfen here? Did I miss Das Wolfen? Hey, Das Wolfen. Sorry I missed you there, dude. My eyes were glued to that other screen there. Let me get that out of here. All right. Well, let's see here. Before we roll out in a minute, a little bit. Anybody have any comics questions? I mean, I made it just pretty much an open little, nothing of a Monday Night Marcy Comics off stream. So not a lot going on other than my earlier open up talking about Mr. Moore. Other than that, I didn't have anything really, planned out really that much. I mean, I could find stuff. I could always find stuff to do, to find a comic thing to quote on. I got one. Let's see. I'll set up next week. Yeah, no, I remember what I wanted to do. Master list. Oh, your master list. Okay. All right. I'm going to hit this puppy again. Because it deserves it. Not tonight. I might either do it Wednesday or maybe I'll save it for next Monday night. But there's a list for you comics aficionados. And I like to break me down some lists. I just do. I'm weird that way. I'm flawed in that way. But I enjoy me a good list. I do. And this one, I might just touch on a little bit of it right now. I talked about this one a number of years back. But we have a lot of new people here that weren't around, that, didn't. And now a lot of it, this is not really the night to do it now because it's not, it's toward the end of the show. But I'll do like a little tidbit, and then I think I'll have some fun. I'll set it up, and I'll go back over to basically it is top. This is back in 2020. Top comic book runs of all time, the master list. Now, what is a comic book run? For those who do not know, and comic fans know, but just in case, it could be a few things. It could be it could be a miniseries, or it could be like, let's say, a few issues out of a normal sized run. Okay. Oh, Wagner. Thanks, Wagner. And I absolutely, we're doing this for fun because I absolutely understand that. Hey, Bubba Doom 1, what's up, buddy? Go have a good night, man. Sleep well. I fully understand that it's a matter of opinion. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. This is what, and nevertheless, it's kind of fun to put that aside and go, look, are you kidding me? This one's that high, this one's that low, this one's not on there at all. What the hell? All in good fun. All in good fun. So just to give maybe a few examples, go off like a few of them here. All right. I don't think. Oh, they voted. This was voted on. Number 100 was Dave Sim and Gerhard's Cerebus, which means that's 300 issues. I'm not even going to address that. Hey, I can respect it. It was a monument. It was like a monumental thing, so I can respect it. I've read Cerebus for a while, but certainly didn't read the whole run. Number 99, excuse me. Keith Giffen and Tom and Mary Bierbaum's Legion of Superheroes. No, screw the scrote off of that trash. That doesn't belong anywhere in the top 99,000. I hate it so much, but that's just me. It's that awful 5 years later junk. I hate it. Brr, right at the bat, they're kicking me. 98, John Ostrander and Tom Wright's Spectre. Tom Mandrake's Spectre run. Not my bag, baby, but I have a lot of friends who enjoyed it, liked it, so I have every respect. Just not for me. Okay, 97. Dave Michelini and Bob Layton's Iron Man run. That's a great run. Could probably be higher, but at least it's in the list. It's in the discussion, and it's nice to have it anywhere in the 100. It's nice to have because it's good stuff, and I'm glad it gets some acknowledgement. Great. Like I said, you could definitely make arguments for it being higher, but these are votes. So we get it. Robert Kirkman and Charles Aldred's Walking Dead. It's a fan favorite. I read it for many years and finally just bumped out of it. So, nothing bad to say about it being on the list. Well, I think they just mean all of it. They're probably combining the two. I think they're combining the two of them, D-Bud. If I had it, I can check. Let's see. Oops. Shit. Won't let me do it. What is wrong with you? Screw off. Won't even let me look at it now. Son of a bitchwad. Well, trying to go off there just screwed everything up. I'm going to have to figure out a way to. I don't want that. You don't tell me not to use ad blocker, butthole. What the hell? All right. Okay. Idiot. Stupid ads. All right. So, sucks, man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Shit. All right. Just get to the Iron Man one day. They don't even tell you. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to go over the writing. First of all. Well, it doesn't say which one, I guess. Necessarily. All right. So I don't know. Damn it. I'm not sure, D-Bud. It just says they hodgepodged it, and I think they mean all of it. So what the hell? I'm not going to go further into that than just like see what they say is what. Because look at all the trouble it caused. Damn it. Robert Kirkman's walking, let's see, Peter Milligan and Mike Aldrich, X-Force, X-Statics, Y. Roy Thomas, initial run on Conan. Well, that was mostly Barry Smith writing all that later before it became Barry Windsor Smith, to be honest. But yeah. It might be Das Wolfen. I don't remember any of the lists, so you never know. Kazu Kyoki's and Jishiki's Kojima's Lone Wolfham Cub at 93. That's low. Mark Wig and Mike Ringo's FF run. That was pretty good. Stansaki Yagio Jimbo at number 91. Well, I know a lot of fans of that series. Peter Beggs, Hate Will Eisner's The Spirit. Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson's Russ Braun's The Boys at 88. Let's see if they got any. The lead Ditko Doctor Strange, meaning Ditko's Doctor Strange at 85. Okay. Wow. 85, really? 85. Okay. See, some of the crazy ones here. I'm just going to go through anything that catches my eyes that's a little low or doesn't belong on it. Ultimates. It just says Roy Thomas Avengers. Those are great. Which ones? Kept going back to it, but all right. Yeah. Carl Barks Duck Comics. How specific is that? Jack Kirby's Fourth World at 75. It's very vague. Mark Waid's Daredevil. Ugh. Neil and Adams Green Lantern at 71. Whatever, brother. Kirby's Thor at 70. O'Neill and Calvin's Question at 69, dude. Roger Stern and John Romita Jr.'s Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know about all that. Wow, Englehart and Rogers Detective all the way down at 65. Behind a dumb Tom King comic. All right, yeah. 63 has Alan Moa's J.H. Williams Promethea. There's gonna be a lot of Alan Moore on here. Well, you get the idea. I'll tackle it next Monday. Or I could be ready more to yell at it. We'll see about that then, won't we? All right. Well, you know what, folks? It's been great hanging out with you tonight. It's only been a couple hours, and it's probably time we all started moseying on out of here. There's not much going on. I got to say my piece about Alan Moore. And had some fun hanging out with you, talking some comics and stuff. And I really appreciate y'all being here with us tonight. So I will do some show notes. And then some shout outs. All right. Of course, as you know, on Monday nights, my shows on this channel, I'm all over the place. Lobbies everywhere, 7 nights a week, but on my channel, 4 nights a week. And of course, it's tonight, as is every night, Monday Night Marks, the Comics Talk. I'll probably have more to say next week on some certain topics. Wild Card Wednesday night is it's all of them, by the way, are 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, all 4. There's that. We got Wild Card Wednesday night. Clobby's Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark, and we review things and have a lot of fun. And of course, Saturday night Star Trek. Same Clubby time. Well, same Trek time, same Clubby channel. And with 4 more episodes of Voyager this week. Then, of course, I'm all over the place. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central, at the great Tom Connor's Midnight Sids After Dark channel. The great Stone Loki has the Comic Book Roundtable on 7 p.m. Central on Wednesdays. Usually, I'm there when he has it. And, of course, Friday nights. Well, let's start with Monday nights. Monday nights, each Monday night I'm here. On my channel, only one Monday night, and that's on the B Monday night for Earth B, Bob Haney. But then on 3 of the Mondays, I'm out with J-Man and Sean on J-Man's great channel, reviewing Legion of Superheroes from 58 to 89. Having great fun doing that. And then back with him again on Friday nights. Same time, 7 p.m. Israel. Reviewing Jack Kirby's Fourth World with Sean and J-Man. It's a great time, great fun. Always love doing that. And then there is, not too long after that, 8:30 Central, the Friday night comic shop talk with 32 flavors of Nick Weiser and the Comic Shop Boys. Lots of fun there with Pablo and Ironcaster and the Common Nerd and Fenrir. And it's great stuff. They have a big time anchor. They one of the anchors for Eric July on this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that. And then, of course, Mark D with the C's great channel, the Geekery, on every Sunday night, that is, 10 p.m. Eastern. What is wrong with me wanting to say 11? 10 p.m. Eastern. There's Geekery, there's Eatery all over that place. Then you get to see the Chicken Man. So, thank you all, everyone, for being here with us tonight. Good to see you, Oliver. Dave C. Oh, let me see what you guys are writing. My eyes were off the chat, sorry. Clobberin Times and everyone, this is my last night here at this current job. Moving on and upwards, I'll still be around, but thank you for making my night so much better and a whole lot more fun. Well, oh, man, that's great to hear. Don't be a stranger, though, man. Say hi when you can, Dave C. We appreciate it. And good luck and congrats on the new job. And moving on and upwards, that's great. That's fantastic. Congrats on it. Be well, live long and prosper, sir, and please don't be a stranger. Thank you. Good night, Ezra. And now for some shout-outs, of course. As we always do, we'll shout out the Wrenchers and all of you friends in the chat. First of all, thank you all to those who lurkers. We really appreciate you so much. And, of course, anyone watching on a download or a rewatch, thank you so much. Please, if you would all like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I feel weird saying it, but everyone else does, so I should get used to it. Maybe I'll get used to it one day. I doubt it. But anyway, thank you. We really do appreciate you for that. We also appreciate our great wrenches. Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, the Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North, Chris Persia, D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Buddy, thank you so much for being here. The God of Wrenches himself and Lady Thoth, Lord and Lady Thoth, that is, the gods of wrenches. Say, Avon lives, long live the Legion. And J-Man, another great friend from the Great White North. My partner, Crime on Earth B, and fellow Legionnaire, reviewer extraordinaire. Thank you, buddy. Had a great time tonight on your channel. Look forward to seeing you soon. Hungry Boy, master of the Cloboni, comic artist extraordinaire and painter of the cover of the extraordinary tome Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs. Stephen Cal-El, buddy. Appreciate you, Super Wrench. Phantom Outside, Yuri the Rascally Wrencher. Baddy's Daddy, Thor in Vegas. Wheeler of Each Mjolnir and Clobberin Times' own Music Meister, Max Redstone. Thank you, buddy. And let's see. So I'll say our goodbyes. in the chat. Jonah Hex, thank you for being here. Peter Ryder, Captain Infinity and Beyond. Thank you. Dave C. Thank you for being here. Ezra Goldstein. Shalom, my friend. Dave C. again. Just so glad you're here with us, buddy. Oliver Belamonte, your Muslim uncle. My old buddy, thanks for being here. Gwagnar. Thank you, Gwag. Das Wolfen. Thank you. Admiral Teague, thank you for being here. Let's see. Brian Hepburn. All right, buddy. Takes a second to get there, buddy. I need vamping music, of course. David Glenn, thank you. Takes me a second to get the K-Dog Broadcasting. Thank you so much for being here. Penny was here, by the way. Thank you, Penny, and thank you, Oliver Belamonte. Duck Fortune. What's up, Doc? Thank you so much. I want to make sure I'm always tenuous how I say things. I have a no date. Almost said it right, didn't I? I'm so tempted to say it right. I'm so tempted to say it right, but not quite. Oh, that was good. I like it. I like a troll. Weird. Very close. I lost my track. Picasso was here. Think I got everybody, just making sure. Ravenscroft was here, though, of course. Yes. Ravenscroft. And that's about it. Looks like it. Weird. I'm having weird sound issues on my headpiece there. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate you. And I will see you out there on my streams and hope everyone else is. So until then, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. Take care. And the secret is to bang the rest together, guys. Good night.
I just love clobbering time.